Welcome to the first episode of Series 41, everyone. This series, we are doing things a little bit different, as we will be covering a total of 6 games with just the two of us. We are actually going to be diving into some of the micro RPGs presented in James D'Amato's book, The Ultimate Micro RPG Book, a collection of 40 micro RPGs that are pretty quick to get into. But before we get to the first episode, some announcements.
I like the fact that it's like fewer guests, but more games. We promise it comes out to the same thing. All right, announcements. Speaking of James D'Amato, who is the editor of the lovely book that we're covering, congratulations to James and Mel, who are expecting a lovely, beautiful baby. Woo! I'm so excited for both of them.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. Most of the time, as Ryan and I know, babies are great most of the time.
Yeah.
As I tell people, things will be sticky but fun.
Yeah. It's the journey that they're going to go on is fantastic. And my gosh, they're going to be amazing parents, I believe.
Yes, absolutely. For sure.
Mm-hmm. Another congratulations goes out, also baby related. Tracy Barnett, former guest on the show multiple times, who has a beautiful baby girl. We wish you all the best in this new journey as well, Tracy. And my goodness,
she's so cute.
So adorable.
She's so cute. I love please post all the pictures, Tracy, if you're listening to this. All the pictures. Thank you.
Yeah, please. Definitely wonderful to see those on my timeline. So
yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Not really baby related, but kid related, maybe?
Yeah.
For my babies, important news. Skyjacks Courier's Call Season 2 will be underway very, very soon. So you can keep up with what's already out there and what's coming by following Courier Call on Twitter, or you can subscribe to the show on your podcatcher of choice. They are also on Spotify now, I saw. Mm-hmm. So you can just keep refreshing your feed. It'll be coming soon. My children are extremely excited for it. And I know that there are many other people out there who are. It's such a good show. It's a lot of fun, even as a grown-up. Absolutely.
I love it so much. And finally, a complete opposite tone from Courier's Call. The finale episode of Losers, A Love Story was released this last weekend. And I think it really came together beautifully. I urge you to check it out on the A Horror Borealis podcast feed right here on the One Shot Podcast Network. Content warnings galore. It's horror, but this episode is also super gay. So, you get the best of both worlds.
Right. I don't think that we have anything else to announce for today's episode, other than you're welcome, I'm sorry, whatever goes before the episode that we just made. We had a lot of fun with it, so I hope that all of you really enjoy it. Mm-hmm. It is a little different than usual, but like I said, it was a great time.
Absolutely. So. Welcome to Character Creation Cast, a show where we discuss and create characters, the best part of role-playing games, with guests using their favorite systems. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan, and this episode, my co-host Amelia and I are excited to welcome literally no one else. Just us this time.
Cricket sounds. Just cricket sounds.
Crickets.
Ryan, when you edit this, put in some cricket sounds.
We have a small cast today as we discuss a selection of games from the Ultimate Micro RPG Book by one James D'Amato.
That's right. We are going to be covering a multitude of games on this series. Each episode will be 2 games from the book for a total of 6 games this month. Ooh. It's like a super extra bonus month for you.
Jam-packed.
Yeah. On today's episode, we are going to cover Pyrewaltz, a game that emulates hot-blooded rivalries in mecha anime by Soup. and Going Dark, a game of Special Forces agents by Daniel Kwan and Angus Macpherson.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a little bit looser of a series. We don't have our usual format here because it's just Ryan and I, and they are small games.
Oh, yeah.
And we are just going to try this out and see what happens. So
yeah, the very interesting thing is we didn't in-depth study any of these beforehand. So we are going into this pretty cold. But definitely,
obviously, we meant to do that. It's not because we're unprepared. We just want you to have like a really raw experience.
Well, yeah. And also because like when you pick up a game book like this, you've got 40 games in here.
True.
And sure, you can go ahead and prep ahead of time, but this is a great book to like say, hey, we're missing a few players from our group. Let's pull out the Micro RPG book and pick one of these games and go with it. And
I think that's the point of a micro game is, anybody should be able to pick it up and run it, and everybody should be able to you should be able to make the characters and play the game and all that kind of stuff in a single session.
Exactly. Yeah. So like even all these different games, they have different like how long this game will take to play, including probably character creation and whatnot. So Going Dark is listed as 30 minutes to an hour, and Pyrewaltz is probably one of the more complex games in the book, and that goes for 1 to 2 hours.
Yeah, and it does have its own character sheet. That's part of why we picked that one.
Yeah.
There's the one game in the book that does have its own character sheet. I'm excited to try this out. This is very different. We've done small games before, which were shorter and kind of quick to run. But these are specifically micro games. They're other than, I guess, Pyrewaltz, because it has a separate character sheet. Everything in this book is 2 pages.
Yeah.
So
yeah, front and back,
including art and all that. So
yeah, and some of them are even just 1 pages because the first page is just the title page with information on how long the game will take, who made it, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So sit back, enjoy, bear with us, I guess. We're gonna try this out. I think it'll be fun. It's different. I don't want to say that like it's like ruining our previous format. You know what I mean? It's nothing like that. It's just, it's different because there are lots of different kinds of games out there, and some of them don't need 6 hours of podcast.
Exactly. And these are probably going to be pretty quick, so that's why we're doing 2 per episode. So we'll get right into it, shall we? Yeah, I'm excited to see. I don't know. I'm excited to bring our nonsense to the genre of micro RPGs. It is. We do love some nonsense. We do love micro RPGs. So let's mix them together like peanut butter and chocolate. Yeah. What's in a game? So, Pyrewaltz. We're going to start with Pyrewaltz, which, like we said, is meant to emulate mecha anime. Mm-hmm. Let's make some people. It has a list of questions. So we will take some time, I think, to answer those questions. Number 1. One adjective to describe the last dream you remember. Oh. These are like real life answers then, huh? Yes. Oh, so fun. you have to share some things about yourself. Hey, that's fine. You know what's great about this? Did you just have a really great dream? No, recently? I have a dream journal. Oh my gosh. When I remember dreams, I record them in a dream journal in the morning before I lose them. So let me pull up my dream journal. I don't have a dream journal. I know, I'm cheating a little bit. Kind of remember my last dream because it wasn't like a super great one. So I'm going to go ahead and write one adjective here. Oh, this one was bizarre. I had to go to this work thing for a week where they put us in this underwater habitat. Yeah, like they do. And gave us these pills that were supposed to last a week that allowed you to breathe underwater for a week. But they weren't sure that they would last a week, so good luck. Look, we've all been on those kind of work retreats. I know. My last dream was that a friend died and I wasn't allowed to go to their funeral. So... There was posters apparently in the dream talking about the 500-pound fire doors that were too heavy to open during a fire. but dogs were fine because their doors were purposefully later.
Okay, so pick one adjective to describe that and write it on your note card.
All right, my note card's going to be virtual because I don't have note cards in here.
Somebody came unprepared.
I am very ill prepared for the micro RPG experience. Okay.
Okay.
So should we go through these like our answers or?
So I think we'll read the questions and then like you use the answers to the questions to name things.
Oh, okay.
So like your mech name is 1 and 7. So I think we can talk about what our answers are when we do that combination.
Oh, fun. Okay.
So number 2, one adjective to describe what you admire about the other player.
Oh, okay.
Number 3, one weapon to symbolize your last failure.
Oh.
Ooh.
What does that mean?
Ryan's like, I can't think of a time that I failed.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to weaponize that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's like anything that can hurt someone else can be a weapon, right?
Right.
So like, I think it can be kind of a little more abstract than like grenade launcher, but I guess maybe that's,
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it has to be like an actual weapon. I think anything that can be hurtful. Because again, these are all used to name things. So it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
What we are doing is making names for things.
Yeah, that makes sense. What did I fail at last?
Finding the park for the fireworks.
We didn't get lost. I mean,
you did eventually figure it out. Yeah.
We did figure it out. We went in the proper direction the entire time. And then we got there. Just wasn't on the streets we had planned out.
It's a little adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you have one? An answer?
I'm just going to go with that. Yeah, I do.
Okay. So, number 4. One adjective to describe the last promise you made.
Oh.
Yeah.
This one's getting really personal.
Yeah, this is, I don't know if I was ready for this. The last promise I made.
Oh. I know I promised my kids something yesterday. Okay.
Adjective to describe the last promise you made. I can't think of the word that I'm looking for. That's like thesaurus here.
So do you know what the promise was?
Yeah.
Maybe we could workshop it.
Is stalwart an adjective? It's an adjective, right?
Yeah, that's an adjective. That's a good adjective.
Okay. We'll say that. Stalwart.
I like it.
Is a word that people use.
And not regularly, but they should.
They should. It should be a more. Okay. Number 5. One noun to describe what makes you feel validated.
Oh.
A noun.
Person, place, or thing, huh?
Right. You have one or?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. Number 6. One flower or plant that symbolizes your strength.
Oh.
So first I have to think of what my strength is, and then a plant that goes with it.
Interesting. I got one.
You're so quick.
It's not an easy question, though.
No, it's not.
That's for sure. I just thought of plants first, and it was like, does that apply to something that I'm strong about? This is not your greatest strength. It's just a strength, I guess.
It's true. And then, of course, like different colors mean different things.
Right.
I don't know what my strength is. Is it domestic economy?
Would that be like a maple tree?
Misanthropy. Is that a great strength of mine?
Misanthropy.
Misanthropy?
Is that poison ivy?
Wolfsbane.
Ooh, there you go.
Okay, I'm going to say wolfsbane.
Might as well.
Fun.
I mean, that's on brand for you.
Okay.
What's the plant that represents blood magic? Probably wolfsbane.
Shut up. Why didn't you say that?
We might be changing the answer here.
It don't have one of those blood. A fern is for magic, though. We're going to stick with wolfsbane.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Taking this seriously. Okay. Number 7. One noun that describes your ideals. All of them. One noun.
Yep. One noun.
All of them.
A person, place, or thing to describe an idea.
Right. Well, see, but a noun can be a person, place, thing, or idea.
Can it?
Yes, like liberty is a noun.
What?
Well, what did you think it was?
I don't know. I always
Person,
thought
place, thing, or idea.
Yeah, okay. Well, that just destroys my entire...
truth is a noun.
My entire 40, almost 41 years of existence have been turned upside down by...
by mecha anime.
By mecha anime.
Okay. Let's see here. A noun for my ideals.
Sure. I got it. I just love the Mad Lib approach to this.
I just don't know, like, what... Like, how do you have one noun for all your ideals?
Well, right.
I'm taking this too seriously. I know it's just to name things, but you know how seriously I take naming things, too.
It's true.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm as ready as I can be.
I'm so excited to name things.
Yeah.
Actually, I will say soup. Love that this is how we name things. As hard as these were to answer, I didn't have to come up with my own name.
Exactly, because they're based on the answers.
Right. Okay, so your mech name is your answer to 1 and the answer to 7.
So 1 is the last adjective for the last dream you remember, and 7 is the noun that describes your ideals.
Yes.
So what did you come up with?
Sorrowful pragmatism.
Nice. I've got anxious shield.
Ooh, these are very good. Oh, this is fun. Okay, let's see here. Your finishing move is 2 + 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, so, wow. Okay.
So for me, that is, let's see here. Is it 2 and 3? Sincere words, stalwart conversation wolfsbane.
Conversation wolfsbane?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right, so let me see what I got. So 2 + 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is admire what we admire about each other. 1 weapon to symbolize your last failure. So that'll be organized map.
Ooh.
4 adjective describe the last promise. 5 describe what makes you feel validated. And 6 1 plant or flower that symbolizes your strength. So this is exciting podcast cherry blossom.
Exciting podcast cherry blossom. Okay. So organized map, exciting podcast cherry blossom.
Yep.
And mine was sincere words, stalwart conversation wolfsbane.
I love it. Okay. Well, that's just the first part of character creation in this game.
Yeah. I mean, I still like, what's your anxious shield?
Anxious shield.
And sorrowful pragmatism.
It's so good.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about this.
I know.
Okay. So let's see here. Each player answer 3 questions alone.
All right. So we've got 3 questions here. What does your faction seek to burn? Who was the kindler of your spirit's flame and why? And what threatens to extinguish your fire? So do we have any explanation of what some of this stuff means?
You are here because your spirit burns. Your blood runs hot enough to scald your veins and drip into the earth, deep enough to reach heaven. Your armor of steel and conviction is too brittle to hold your spirit, and only your fragile body of flesh can find absolution and victory. You see another like you. You recognize their steps and begin to dance.
It's good to note that the subtitle for Pyrewaltz is Love is Coming Again. Mm-hmm. So it really feels like it's a like enemies to lovers or just extreme rivals that enjoy the dance of battle with one another.
Yeah. Back to enemies at some point because the goal is to be the last one standing.
So it makes sense that we're doing this by ourselves because we're probably on opposing factions, right?
Right.
Okay.
What does your faction seek to burn?
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know. This is really hard.
Well, I don't understand the second question mostly, right? Who is the kindler of your spirit's flame and why?
Mm-hmm.
So is that like who?
You start as giant armor-clad robots and trade blows until only one of you is left standing, all while thinking about how, in another life, you could have been friends.
Yeah. So this is like your spirit's flame is like what gives you your passion, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
This is probably very open to interpretation. So I'm guessing this is a person or who was the oh, that's spicy. Who was the kindler of your spirit's flame and why? There's a lot of nuance in this one question alone.
I know, there's just a lot happening here. I still haven't even answered the first question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I've managed to answer questions. Maybe?
I think I just finished answering question 2. Threatens to extinguish your fire. Interesting. Okay. I've got my answers.
All right. So we are supposed to share these answers and then make sure that everybody's okay with them.
Mm-hmm.
Question 1. What does your faction seek to burn?
I chose capitalism.
Ooh. I said those who will not devote themselves.
Ooh. To capitalism?
I don't know.
That's
I left mine plot appropriately vague.
There you go. That's good. That's good.
Question 2. Who was the kindler of your spirit's flame and why?
I'm going to put as my first big crush that fate pulled us apart too early before we could build anything together.
Ooh, yours is adorable. Mine is creepy.
That's fine.
I said an ancient dark force that awoke a new passion.
Ooh. I mean, you know.
Really what happened is we were just being unapologetically ourselves.
Uh-huh. Might as well.
This is what happens when we play games alone together.
I know, right?
Question 3. What threatens to extinguish your fire?
I said the potential loss of my friends if this war keeps going on.
I said a new way of seeing things, a bright new light.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, I think it's fun. Yours is like friendship. We hate capitalism. And I'm like, something spooky's happening.
Something spooky this way comes. Very cool. So that's it for character creation, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. So it looks like we use this. There's 3 phases to the game: a mech phase, a armor phase, and human phase. Mm-hmm. Which is really interesting. There's 3 types of successes in Pyrewaltz: success, failure, and hesitation. That's really cool. There's a different D size, D8s, D6s, and D4s assigned to each of those phases as well.
I like that it says, take advantage of what you know about your dance partner to push them where you want them. Describe what happens. You can choose whether to gloat, preach, or grunt. This is very good. It's very accurate, I feel like.
Yeah.
I would always choose gloat, personally. Maybe preach.
Maybe.
You know, honestly, I could see pick and grunt, too, actually.
Yeah.
Do you like all of those things?
Success versus hesitation. It's interesting. It looks like the gameplay is very like back and forth sort of stuff.
It does really emulate that sort of like dance, which is what it keeps talking about.
Yeah. I'm getting kind of like a rock, paper, scissors sort of vibe from it too.
Ooh, yeah.
Which is really interesting. Finishing move. When your dance partner phase shifts, strike a pose and read your current finishing move. Oh, interesting. In the mech phase, it is 4, 5, and 6. So it would just be exciting podcast cherry blossom. In the armor phase, it's 3, 4, 5, and 6. So map, exciting podcast cherry blossom. And then human would be all of them that we 2 + 3, 4, 5, 6.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it looks like, yeah, both partners begin the game in mechs. After the first shift, one mech is destroyed, leaving the combatant in weaker armor. This continues and one combatant is forced to shift out of their own body in the passionate throes of battle. And then when one or both players must phase shift, but have no phase to shift into, that player is defeated and the game is over. Then we narrate an epilogue based on the results. Players shift from mechs to armor suits to their unprotected human bodies. Once you are forced to shift out of your human form, you die. Wow.
Dark.
That got real.
That got very real. And then there's questions to answer to like create the epilogue. Oh, yeah. If you did not win the last encounter, answer, your spirit has been extinguished. How do you carry on? If you won the second encounter, answer, you exceeded your Kindler's expectations. Do they still recognize your spirit? Ooh. If you won the first encounter, answer A, otherwise answer B. So A is, your faction advanced their goals. What did they lose as collateral? And B is, your faction sustained heavy losses. What did they manage to salvage? Oh, that's really interesting. So it looks like at every phase of the game, you get some interesting world building and character figuring out there. Yeah. That's cool. So who wins? Who do you think wins? Oh, gosh. It almost has to be you because, like, you're going to be kind of relentless on the battlefield, I imagine. That's probably true. But I wonder, no, it could go either way. You're better at, like, anime, so. That's fair. You know what? It could be because, like, your like, quote unquote weakness, the thing that could extinguish your flame, right? Is that light, and maybe my character has a light. Yeah, the anxious shield, a light in the darkness, could threaten to extinguish your flame. Ooh, so it's pretty evenly matched. See, I feel like I feel like we built very natural enemies, like because I'm like everything's dark and terrible, and I love it, and you're like, we're going to bring friendship and light. And I'm like, not the light. No, not the light. Why? Not the light. We couldn't even not be ourselves for a minute, could we? No, we couldn't. I was like reading through the comments and like the reviews on our podcast too, and they all like mention our chemistry, and I'm like, it's just because we're opposites. It's just like it's the only reason that like that's what all of the chemistry is. It's just me being like, I love when things are dark and terrible, and Ryan being like, it's the friends we made along the way. It's true. What are you talking about? I'm like, but what if it was sad? And your insistence on the darkness has worked its way into my insidiously worked its way into my nature, and now I make better characters because of it. It's true. It's true. And I have tried to be like a little less like, like to maybe not always cause problems. Yeah. Sometimes be friends. Sometimes friends are fine. Sometimes friends are fine. Yeah. I guess. No, I think that you would win. Your light would extinguish my flame, my dark flame. That's so sad. It is. But maybe it would be for the better for the rest of the world. That's fair. You would bring that light, but we don't want. Sometimes light also creates shadows, Ryan. That's true. And I can't erase the stains from my heart because of this. But you know what? Exceeding my Kindler's expectations would be pretty sweet because, maybe there's a chance after all. There you go. That's right. Yeah. You could maybe you'll gain that love back. Maybe. That would be nice. Maybe that's what it took to realize. Maybe defeating me made you realize that like you actually can get that back because you can do anything. I can do anything. I can face the darkest darkness and still come out a shining beacon. Wow. And it's fine because you and I weren't meant to be anyway. So now you can go back to that other lost love. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I said it before, but I absolutely adore the naming conventions in this. Like, what a fun little, like it was a fun discussion personality quiz type thing for us. Even though we know each other pretty well, but it was still fun to be like, what was your last dream?
Yeah.
And just like a fun, I think, especially in a micro game, even though this one is only for 2 players, but like a quick kind of like way to settle in to a game and to kind of start building that immersion and stuff, but also do a get to know you kind of a thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And spared me the trouble of having to name something.
Exactly.
But it was still part of the game. So I thought that was really, really cool.
That was really cool.
I liked answering those questions. I liked those 3 questions of the world building part that we had there. I think if we had played out the game, that would have come up a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot packed into 2 pages there.
It really is. Yeah, I can definitely see this going back and forth quite a lot during gameplay, and I can see where that 1 to 2 hours comes from.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really cool.
This is one aside we should maybe think about trying to do for Patreon.
Yeah,
stuff.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that was a good time. That was a good time.
Yeah. So going along with the theme of battle, we picked out another game, Going Dark.
Yes.
What's in a game?
A game of Special Forces agents. This one's by Daniel Kwan, former guest on the show, and Angus Macpherson. Yeah, so this game, you play Special Forces agents. It's 2 to 5 players. And it looks like... Yeah, we're just 2, because we're 2 people. And we just create special agents and then an agency. Oh,
we do love creating an organization.
I know.
Like, I think about that sometimes. So, like, you and I love creating characters, but we almost always get more excited when we get to create, like, places or organizations. And, like, maybe it's because we've created so many characters that we're like, yeah, characters. But, like, we get so excited when there's other stuff, too.
Yeah. The collaborative world building aspect to games, it's probably the single most perfect element to add to a game to get player buy-in.
Yes. And I think it helps you, I think in a lot of cases it helps you make better characters too, because you can fit in with that world when you like make the world yourself. You're already passionate about it. Yeah. But we do get really excited about, like, making organizations, or like when we made our little PI organization in Blue Planet, and like...
I still love that place.
It's very good.
Pacific Investigations PIs.
Let's make some people.
All right.
I love it.
So this one, each agent starts with what? Here we have attributes that we assign values to: +1, +1, 0, -1. I gotta get a new note card here.
So what is it? Let's see what this game is about first, right?
Okay, yes, sorry.
So in Going Dark, players assume the roles of Special Forces agents, working to ensure the continued stability of the world. Cool. Armed with specialized training, weaponry, and equipment, they are our first line of defense against nefarious forces attempting to seize global control. So yeah, it's very espionage. They've got tags of espionage, modern combat, military sort of stuff. It feels very like Rainbow Six, I guess. Plenty of other military style games out there.
You're like Rainbow Six, other things. Splinter Cell, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
That was a little more like lonely, but
yeah,
I do love those games.
So yeah, we start with 4 different attributes that represents your agent's skills. Your agent is better at some attributes than others. Assign the following values as you see fit. So there's 2 +1s, a 0 and a -1, which feels very powered by the apocalypse to me. I also see you'll need 2d6, which tells me this has some PBTA roots. Which is interesting. But yeah, let's see where we land here.
So your attributes are combat, which is hand-to-hand fighting, weapons training. Observation, which is perception, investigation, understanding. Technical, which is your tradecraft, and interpersonal, which is social skills and culture.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and just like be my best self.
All right, I got mine.
Okay. I got mine too. So what'd you put?
So I've got combat at -1, observation at 0, technical and interpersonal at +1 each.
Okay, so my combat is also -1.
Oh, this is going to be fantastic.
My observation is +1, my technical is 0, and my interpersonal is +1.
Nice.
So we cannot punch our way out, but gosh, can we talk our way out?
I mean, that's kind of the whole point, right?
Look, I like the idea of us just like being 2 desk agents going on a mission.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Like everybody else is on vacation. This is all we have left.
There is a certain trope where, desk agents are thrown into the thick of things, right?
Yeah.
So I can definitely see that working out very well. This is like Fitz and Gemma from S.H.I.E.L.D., Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They're the 2 scientist types. They are basically like behind the lines, making all the cool tech and figuring things out, and then they're thrown into the thick of things on multiple occasions.
Yep. So then it gives you some info about harm. You have 3 points of plate, which is your body armor, and then 3 points of vigor, which is your health. You take harm from your plate before you take it from vigor. Makes sense.
Yep, it does make sense.
If you reach 0, you're dead.
Yes, so let's not do that.
Yeah, let's not do that. All right, you start with 1 weapon, 1 attachment, and 1 equipment.
Ooh. They may make the same choices if they like.
Okay. So I'm going to pick some things, and then you pick some things.
Yeah.
And we'll see if we pick the same things or if we are actually capable.
All right, I got mine.
Almost. Okay, what did you pick?
All right, I kind of leaned a little bit into my Mass Effect playing days.
Okay.
I went with sniper rifle. And a suppressor, so we're more quiet.
Okay.
And a computer, so I could be extra technical.
Oh, okay. I actually went with pistol because I figured that is a thing that I would know how to use, maybe. That was like the most likely if I had no combat skills.
Right.
I picked flashlight because that just seems like a thing you should have.
Aren't you the one that bought all those flashlights for everybody in our burn break?
I did. I forgot about that. Yes, I just bought flashlights for everyone. Yes.
Today we learned that Amelia is subconsciously obsessed with flashlights.
Really love flashlights. Okay, but have you ever noticed how whenever you need one, there isn't one? Like, okay, just can never have too many. And then also lockpicks.
Ooh, good one.
Because again, that seemed like a thing that like, even a loser would know how to use.
We're good with security stuff, it seems.
Yeah.
Right? Because you've got lockpicks for opening locks. I've got computers for extra security related things. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's our agents. We don't have names for them yet, though.
No, because there's nothing in this game to name them.
Should we name our agents, or is that coming up later?
It actually does not.
We have to name our agents.
We should, yes.
Should we go with like code names?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
It would be silly not to.
I'm trying to think of like cheesy 80s hacker movie names.
Like, I think we have to pick a theme and then each pick code names on that theme.
That's true.
So let's how about our theme should be Wisconsin?
Okay.
Or should it just be types of cheeses?
Ooh.
And then I can be like Gruyere.
Ooh, I like it. Agent Gruyere?
Yes. I'd like to be Special Agent Gruyere. Now I have to look up how to spell Gruyere.
I know. I think there's a Y in it.
I think so.
Oh, we're definitely from Wisconsin.
Yeah, we promise. Know, but we are, but
we're just not good with English because
we just
English
know Gruyere when we see it or taste it. I don't know how to spell it. Come on.
I know. Oh, this is interesting.
Oh, it is. It's exactly how I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That makes me feel better.
Yeah.
So now what cheese are you?
Trying to think of like a very social cheese, like maybe a Colby or a Monterey Jack.
Monterey Jack is like an explorer name, though.
I know.
That's like Indiana Jones, but Monterey Jack.
Monterey Jack. That's true.
Now I can't get that out of my head.
I'm going to be a special agent Monterey Jack.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. Okay. It's got some nice Wisconsin branding going on there.
Yeah.
So that's our agents. Designing your agency is next.
Yeah. So what is our spy agency that's located in like Sheboygan or Oconomowoc?
Mm-hmm. So it's we have to choose the agency name, the setting, and the specialization.
Okay.
Okay. So it has to be like some sort of cheese based agency name, right?
So I think maybe there are people that are like not following the rules for like how long you have to age cheeses, and like Wisconsin has like certifications for cheesemongers, and like
wow, we take cheese seriously in this agency.
Right.
With our sniper rifles and pistols. Infiltration.
Look, those cows need to be treated properly.
Okay. I want post-apocalyptic cheese making where like it has to be perfectly done. Otherwise you're endangering people type of deal. It almost feels like we have to up the stakes a bit, aside from your cheese is not up to par.
Right.
So I like the idea of like, yeah, we have to raid these factories because they won't listen to subpoenas and, law stuff.
Well, I think this is like let's say like super capitalism. And so like it is dangerous if they're not doing it correctly.
Super capitalism.
It's super capitalism. So like they're doing whatever they can to cut corners. Okay. And like we are the cheese arm of the FDA.
Is this like, oh goodness. Because, okay, interesting. Is this
I'm
like...
so sorry, Daniel and Angus. We've ruined your game.
Or improved.
Have you considered cheese, though?
We consider cheese. So I think this has got to be... okay, it's a super capitalist society. Mm-hmm. Corporations have their own armies.
Right.
Or special forces units and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we have to be well armed to get in there, right. To do our inspections. Mm-hmm. So that's why we're bad at combat, because we're the inspectors on the team,
right?
So
right,
like
we're technically like federal agents, but it's the FDA, so like not really,
Mm-hmm. Like we're the people that they send in with the combat specialists. Mm-hmm. And we just happen to be like the people that are kind of, we have to do the technical portion of the cheese inspection.
True. Right. We have to do the science part.
Yeah, the science. So you got your observation. I've got my technical. We're both interpersonal. Mm-hmm. But we suck at combat.
Right.
And our team always ends up abandoning us to our own whims. Either through...
Yeah, it turns out like the rest of our team is actually lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
So they keep having to take sick days after each mission.
This is the worst agency. So what's her name? What's our agency?
What's her name?
Is it the CPA?
Do we want like a backronym? Do we want to like come up with like a cool acronym and then like work from there?
I was thinking Cheese Protection Agency, but
that's good. Mm-hmm.
We could do, but that's already CPA, and I think that's already something.
Certified Public Accountants.
Yeah. Hey, that's fine. I'm sure they won't mind sharing an acronym.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I want it to be like cow cheese optimization something.
Oh, W.
Yeah, what's W?
optimization.
All I can think is warehouse, and that's not right.
Cheese
Warfare?
optimization and weaponization.
Ooh, yeah, cow. Cheese
Yeah.
optimization and weaponization. Okay, so our organization is called Cow.
Cow. Okay.
I'm trying not
so
to like openly giggle on this podcast.
it's fine. So that's her name. Setting is hyper capitalism.
Yeah.
Okay. And then finally specialization is cheese inspection. Okay. So we've got cow, cheese optimization and weaponization, hyper capitalist society, and we specialize in cheese inspection.
Where's our headquarters?
So our headquarters, yeah, it has to be somewhere in Wisconsin, right? I like Sheboygan.
Because it's Sheboygan. Okay. Headquarters, Sheboygan.
Yeah. So this is either near future or future, right?
Yeah.
I want to say like near future within the next 100 years or so.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Oh, there's actual specializations that we pick from too.
Oh, okay.
So we've got cheese inspection. Let's see if that hits any of these.
I mean,
So-
law enforcement, maybe.
Yeah, so our choices are first response, security, assassination, covert operations, counterterrorism, surveillance, urban warfare, law enforcement, hostage rescue.
So covert operations seems correct.
Covert operations, urban warfare, probably would be good. I almost want to do counterterrorism because making cheese wrong is...
I mean, that could be a biological weapon right there.
I know, right?
Okay, so let's do covert operations and counterterrorism.
Okay. Headquartered in Sheboygan. Okay. And I kind of want to design the mission as well while we're here to see what
Definitely.
shenanigans we have to get up to.
Okay,
So we need
roll a
D6s for this. Yeah.
3 times. Yeah, I've got one here.
All right. So primary objective, we got to roll a D6. We'll see what we get.
4.
Identify and eliminate a target.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right.
So that's the primary objective.
Location.
Next one, yeah, location.
4.
Military base.
Ooh.
Wow. They're very serious about their
Is there
cheese.
a military base in Sheboygan?
It doesn't have to be in Sheboygan. We can get deployed.
I don't know. There's some in like Oshkosh, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there is.
Okay. Opposition. Dun, dun, dun. 6.
Cyber criminals.
I don't really.
No, that's fine. We could
roll again?
re-roll. Yeah, let's roll again.
I don't feel like you can cyber terrorize cheese. Doesn't
I mean,
make sense.
you could.
5. Domestic terrorists.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I was thinking if we wanted to go with cyber criminal, it would be like somebody hacking another corporation to like sour their cheese.
Ooh, yeah.
But domestic terrorists also works well.
Mm-hmm.
Because that can go any number of ways.
I also was thinking domestication terrorists.
Domestication terrorists.
They're just like making it so you can't domesticate the cows.
Oh, yeah. They're trying to free the cows or something.
Oh, man. It's just PETA.
It's just, is our opposition PETA?
PETA. It's just PETA.
Okay. Future PETA.
Future PETA, yeah.
Yeah. Not affiliated
No.
with current PETA.
No, not at all. Not at all. But then we'd have to make it up another acronym for what future PETA is.
It's just FPETA for future PETA.
Future PETA? Oh, okay. People egregiously terrorizing animals. Okay. So this is our mission is to, sorry, what was it?
Identify and eliminate a target
At a military base.
at a military base.
It's domestic terrorists.
Domestic terrorists.
Yeah.
Oh, so this must be like a domestic military base, not affiliated with corporations, maybe.
Oh no. What if it's like rogue farmers who have like invaded Like the cow headquarters.
Oh, no.
It's farmers with guns.
Farmers with guns, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got some rogue farmers that are trying to take over the cow headquarters.
Right, because they're mad.
Because they're mad.
Uh-huh.
They're mad at cow.
They're corporate farmers, though, just to be clear. These are like big factory farms.
Yeah.
Not a little mom and pop, farm stand kind of people.
Right.
Not the good, wholesome people of America.
Nope.
Sir.
So we got some corporate farmers that are banding together to take down goodness.
To take down cow.
To take down cow.
Yeah.
Oh.
And everybody else is on vacation, so we have to handle it.
They want or they've got some lactose issues, sick leave.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So ironically, it's up to us to John McClane our way to defeating these corporate farmers that are trying to do this. So we have to find probably the leader of this this coup of sorts, and eliminate them before it escalates to full farmer on farmer warfare.
To farmer on cow.
Oh my goodness. We're so sorry, Daniel. You know what? It's fine.
It's great. It's great. Look, there's nothing in here that says that it has to be serious. I don't think there's anything in here that's like, this must be played with a serious tone.
It's true.
Tone. Adventurous.
Yeah, adventurous.
This is an adventure.
I think the last game was marked and tagged as serious, if I remember correctly.
I don't know. I know it had romance, and we took it seriously.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different game in here. But yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
So then it looks like the gameplay is you can engage in do evasion, apply training, or aid and interfere. So this is a Powered by the Apocalypse game. So 10 plus is a complete success, 7 to 9 is conditional, and 6 minus is a miss. And then you've got these 4 basic moves, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then at the end of every session, you do a debrief. Did you accomplish your primary objective? Did you avoid collateral damage? And if not, what was the fallout? What happens when agents return to their normal lives? And what are the repercussions of your actions? Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
It really feels like you could just keep the same characters and keep playing multiple sessions of this.
Yeah, just do new missions.
Yeah. So we could get up into a lot of cheese-related shenanigans with this.
There's a phrase I never thought I'd hear.
I really want to take down a cyber criminal that's hacking the cheese corporations in order to sour the cheeses.
Yeah.
But yeah, domestic terrorists first. Might as well.
Wow.
That's wild. Okay. Well, that's going dark.
We did not go dark. We did great. Woo, that was, I'm so sorry.
No, it was fine. I think it was, you know what? You put us in a room together or virtually and shenanigans happen. And
it's true. I think, that's the thing is I think that any game group can do that. I mean, we've played with enough other people that I think we know full well that it can go like that. Absolutely. Yeah, so that was two of the micro games that we're going to cover this month. So just to reiterate, that was Pyrewaltz by Soup and Going Dark by Daniel Kwan and Angus Macpherson. Both of those are in the Ultimate Micro RPG book, edited by our very own wonderful podcast overlord, James D'Amato. So next week, we will have 2 more games for you that we will hopefully not ruin.
We'll see how that goes.
We'll see, but it was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to doing more.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, join us next time, everyone. Call to action.
Yeah, like that. this was really an interesting exercise in going into these games fairly cold. We didn't do a ton of research ahead of time, which I guess we don't always do, but usually we have somebody to kind of guide us through it.
Yeah.
So making it up on our own. It certainly went some places, but especially with going dark. And, I had a lot of fun with that one. But it was neat to see the sorts of games that are out there that occupy just like the 2-page thing.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It was
really cool to see how far we could go with only that little bit of info.
Yeah, and the variety of games, as we're discovering throughout the series, is just wild.
Yeah.
Between them. So, if you enjoyed this episode, next episode, it gets pretty wild too. So
it does. Yeah. Next episode's going to be a lot of fun for people. So we had a great time. We've been having a great time with this series. And I think, it's, again, different than normal, but I also feel when I listen to shows that, like, you can tell when the people making them are really enjoying it, and you enjoy it more for that. Absolutely. So hopefully people are experiencing that as well.
Mm-hmm. I know I had a lot of fun. So,
yeah.
But before we let you go for today, we have just a couple calls to action. First, check out the Losers a Love Story finale on the Horror Borealis podcast feed. If you haven't yet, this whole series has been some of my best sound design work yet. And I'm actually really proud of how it all tied up very nicely. Again, content warnings all over the place on this. It is a horror-filled nightmare of a show, but it's also extremely gay and sweet, and like the camaraderie of these friends just shines throughout the whole show. So check it out. Even if you're not familiar with Stephen King's It, a lot of people have been listening to the show, not knowing a thing about the source material and saying, this is now my canon for the story, which is really cool.
That is cool.
Mm-hmm.
If horror is not your thing, or even if it is and you just want something else to listen to, Skyjacks Courier's Call Season 2 is right around the corner. So you can check them out on Twitter at Courier Call. You can go back and re-listen to the first season. Mm-hmm. You can make sure that you're subscribed and up to date for when that finally releases. But I'm very excited about it. Absolutely.
And finally, if you like what we are doing here or what others are doing on the network, think about joining the One Shot Network Patreon. Get access to the secret archive among a whole slew of other possible rewards. It helps keep our show running. And soon you'll be able to expect some bonus content from us at the $5 and up level. Of course, we have to record it. We've got plans.
We have plans.
I swear we do.
We have plans.
But oh my goodness.
The best of intentions, I promise.
It is so hard to record things nowadays.
It is. Yeah, hopefully soon. I feel like we always say that. We're like, soon it'll slow down.
Yep.
But really soon it will.
Yeah.
So
we've got like a literal end date on one of the biggest hurdles of us recording together. Yes. Coming up soon. And once that's done, then we should be able to schedule some stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm excited for what we have planned too.
Absolutely.
So yes, $5 a month. You can hear more of us and more of other people on the network too. There's a lot of good stuff in there.
So much, yeah.
And you get access, obviously, to everything that was in there before. So it'll be a good time. Speaking of good time, review time.
Review time.
You can leave us a 5-star review on your podcatcher of choice if they allow that. iTunes, Stitcher, Podchaser, other places.
Yeah, the Podcast Addict as well allows you to do reviews. I'm sure there's others.
Yeah, I'm sure there are places.
We'll try to find it.
If you can find a way, please do it.
Absolutely.
And if we see it, we'll read it. This one is from Buccaneer Paul from the United States on iTunes, titled Love It. I've been playing RPGs since I was 10, and I've always loved seeking out new and interesting games. This podcast has introduced me to so many fantastic games and gaming concepts. The hosts are wonderful, and it's a delight every week. Thanks for the show.
Well, thank
you for the review.
Yeah, absolutely. We love hearing things like that.
I do. It makes me so happy. I was really kind of sad the other day, and I went through and read our iTunes reviews. I was having a bad day.
There's so many good.
People are so nice.
People are so nice. Yeah.
People say nice things about us, and I'm glad. I'm glad that it's a bonus in people's weeks.
Absolutely.
With all that out of the way, have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. Take care, everyone. Character Creation Cast is a production of the One Shot Podcast Network and can be found online at www.charactercreationcast.com. Head to the website to get more information on our hosts, this show, and even our press kit. Character Creation Cast can also be found on Twitter at CreationCast or on our Discord server at discord.charactercreationcast.com. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Bolter, and I can be found on Twitter at Lord Neptune or online at lordneptune.com. Our other host, Amelia and Ryan, can be found on Twitter at Ginger Reckoning. Music for this episode is used with a Creative Commons license or with permission from the podcast they originated from. Further information can be found within the show notes. Our main theme music is Hero Remix by Steve Combs and is used with a Creative Commons license. This podcast is owned by us under Creative Commons. This episode was edited by Ryan Bolter. Further information for the game systems used and today's guests can be found in the show notes. If you'd like to leave us a rating or review, we have links to various review platforms out there, including Apple Podcasts, in our show notes. Also, check the show notes for links to our other projects. Thanks for joining us, and remember, we find that the best part of any role-playing game is character creation. So go out there and create some amazing people. We will see you next time.
Now we gotta read some show blurbs.
Show blurbs.
Show blurbs.
Show blurbs.
Show blurbs. Character Creation Cast is hosted by the One Shot Podcast Network. If you enjoyed our show, visit oneshotpodcast.com, where you'll find other great shows like Neoscum.
Neoscum is a narrative comedy podcast featuring 5 Chicago improvisers antagonizing their way through the role-playing classic Shadowrun. It follows a group of misfits and outsiders: Z, the acerbic cyber troublemaker; Pox, the candy junkie klepto from across the pond; Tech Wizard, the public access actor with a petulant thirst for adventure; and Dak Rambo, the nastiest trucker this side of the Robo-Mason-Dixon. Join the irascible Neoscum crew on a puerile rockin' road trip through a weirdo world of tomorrow, doling out street justice to every deeb they encounter, whether they deserve it or not.